out because I was fascinated by the sounds made by wetting one's finger and moving it about the rim of a wine glass when fluid was in it. And I noticed the different tones produced by wine glasses that had different levels. And so I decided to create a musical instrument based on that concept. The glass harmonica, my original one consisting of 38 glass bowls mounted on a traverse rod and then dipped into water to get them wet and so that they could be played and produce such a harmonious and lovely sound that it reminded me of Italian music. And because in Italian the word for harmony is armonica, I decided to name it the harmonica. During my time, Mozart composed a sonata for the harmonica, but the real reason that I enjoyed it so much was that my daughter, Sally, and I could play duets upon it.
Well, that's great. Anytime we get to spend time with our children is really good. Now, I'm just going to cover a couple of things. We are at the Ben Franklin 300-year exhibit. It has been traveling around. It's one of 40 places, and this is the Urbana University here in Urbana, Ohio. And it is opening today, which is August 28th. That's a Friday. And it will be on display until the first week of October. And will you be here for any length of time, or are you just here today, or are you going to be here some other days?
Alas, I have not the time to spend in your community that I would have wished, because I have speaking engagements in different parts of the country in states that I had never heard of before, all the way to the Pacific Ocean in California, and in Wyoming and Nebraska. And
the new states.
The new states. I also have speaking engagements in Connecticut, which of course is a state I'm familiar with.
Where's your next one here?
The next one.
It's called a plug.
Yes, well, thank you very much. The next speaking engagement that I have will be for the Nebraska Bar Association in a town called Lincoln, Nebraska, for Constitution Day. I understand that these days American students are required, and I'm very pleased about this, to learn something about the Constitution. And having sat through 4 months of debate that resulted in the production in the document that we call our Constitution, and having had something to do with it, I'm very pleased to promote such interest in that important document.
Thank you very much. And that concludes our interview. Please stay tuned. Following this segment, we have a segment with P.A.W.S, Champaign County Animal Shelter, and they've brought 2 animals with them, and that one of them is up for adoption. Did you have any pets, sir?
I did not. I was once given a curiosity of nature late in life, and that was a 2-headed snake. And I watched it, and I thought that gave me the idea that we should have a unicameral legislature and not a bicameral, and I'll tell you why. When you put this little snake down and watched it go down to the Schuylkill River to drink, it would encounter an obstacle such as a fence post. One head wanted to go one way and the other head wanted to go the other way, and I reasoned that the poor little thing might very well die of thirst, never being in agreement as to which way to go. And I applied that to the Constitutional Convention as I sat there listening to the debates on the kind of legislature we wanted. And I reasoned that if we had a 2-part legislature, like my little snake, it might very well die of thirst and never arrive at any conclusion. But I'm sure that today, in the 21st century, that would never happen.
Well, like I said, you'll find that a lot of the things you advocated 300 years ago is very, very relevant today.
Good, I'm glad to hear it.
Very relevant. Thank you very much for watching the program, and like I said, stay tuned for our next segment with the P.A.W.S Champaign County Animal Shelter.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for being on the program.
I am your humble and faithful servant.
It was an absolute pleasure.
The Urbana Leader is sponsored in part by the Depot Coffee House, a gathering place for locals, a resting place for bicyclists, and a haven for history and railroad buffs. Located 6 blocks west of Monument Square on Miami Street in Urbana, the coffee house can be found in a refurbished 1890s train station on the Simon Kenton Bike Trail. Free Wi-Fi, fresh baked goods, local artwork, and good conversation can be found every day of the week at The Depot from 7 a.m. till 9 p.m.
Hi, this is Urbana Leader. Welcome back. I'm Anthony Ehresmann, and today we have Pam Thorpe and Nyla Randall.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And you guys are from P.A.W.S. here in Champaign County, right?
We sure are.
And you have some guests for us.
We sure do.
All right. Do you want to introduce them to
This
us?
is Mick.
Mick,
Mick.
like in
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
Like in
Okay.
Only just
Hi,
Mick.
Mick. How are you?
He's about
That's so
2.5 years old,
Okay.
and he is up for adoption.
And he is up for
He
adoption.
sure is.
And who's this guy over here?
This is Gigi.
Gigi?
Yes, she was a shelter pet, and she has been adopted, and she's going to be a service therapy.
A service therapy
Yes.
dog. Okay.
Yes.
So is she going to perform tasks for somebody, or
Yes, she is going to be a fundraising dog and also be a pet therapy.
pet therapy for
Yes.
people who are ill and
Right.
okay. Now, and I just wrecked my glasses. So, so what kind of shelter is P.A.W.S. exactly?
Paul's is, we are a shelter that does not euthanize for space.
Okay.
So, you know, when a dog or a cat come in, they stay in there until they're adopted, or we find a breed-specific rescue to take them.
Right. You know, and that was going to be my next question. If you guys, how long can the dog stay?
Forever.
Forever.
Yep.
For as long as
Yes.
until they're adopted.
Until they're adopted or
Providing
find
they're
another
healthy.
home. Providing they're healthy and have no aggression issues or anything like
right.
that.
Good,
But
good.
they're there until they find a forever home.
And so, and you you guys have been in the paper. So you guys are under new management, right? You guys are the new guys, right?
We are the new guys.
And I've made a couple of trips out there. You guys are doing a great job
Thank you.
fixing the place up. It
Thank
really
you.
does look good. I'm
Thank you.
very pleased. Let's see if I can read this. How much is needed to meet your annual budget, by the way?
It sounds like a lot, but we need, depending on the season, between $6,000 and $7,000 a month. That, a lot of that goes for medicines. In the summertime, electric. In the wintertime, heat, which is just like running a home. It can be very expensive.
Right, can be very expensive.
Yes.
And you have to purchase some of your food.
Some of it, yes,
Some of
but
it.
a lot is donated through the community.
Now, are all the people who work down there, are they all volunteers, or do you have paid staff?
We have 2 paid staff.
Good.
Myself and then an assistant there that basically works. He does a lot of the maintenance, fixes a lot of the maintenance problems, and basically works with the dogs and the cats.
He's making noises. Are you like squeezing him too tight?
No, no, he's
He's hanging
just,
on to him too tight? Because
No,
he can get
he's
up and run around if
excited.
he wants.
he's excited
He's
and wants
excited.
to get down. And
Hi, how are you? What a beautiful dog. What a beautiful dog. See?
And of course, no, my kind of dog. Now, if you were only over here so you could keep my feet warm, I'd be perfect. Now, what's the major expense though? I mean, we know how much it costs overall.
other than just the utilities and that, it's the medicine.
It's the medicine.
Yes, you can imagine having 24 dogs and taking them all to the veterinarian.
Right.
We do get a little bit of a discount on our meds, but still, you know, with all the shots, vaccinations, antibiotics, and that, it can run up to $1,000 a month with a full house.
Right, I bet. And so you just don't have dogs down there. You have cats too.
We have
right?
cats.
And anything else?
We have had a bird
Okay.
that was placed quickly. He was a very noisy bird. And at one time, I guess they've had rabbits. I have been asked about snakes, but that's not
You know, it's really, just for disclosure, I used to work for the Humane